6 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. What's going on, Jordan? What's going on, Hakeem? What's popping? What's cracking?
Was good. Was good. Chilling, chilling.
What's good, yo? What's good, yo? Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
All right, go ahead, Jordan. Do your thing.
What's going on, people? What's going on? Glad y'all here. Glad y'all here. Starting off this Monday evening with us. We appreciate you guys very, very well. As you guys see on the topic, let's talk about some of a quick little topic like us about what men like, what they like to see or what they like to date or women like to marry. So it's pretty particular. You got the bougie women, some ratchet women, and also the girl next door. Um, these are type of women that we might see in a general. We go outside with school with the high school, college, church, or also work with. There's different type of fields that men kind of see. We might see women that we might see ratchet. They could be ratchet all day, or a little bit ratchet, a little bit ghetto. Also, you might see some bougie women who like who's like kind of like materialistic type of things and everything, kind of like the good life, and also the fast life, to kind of be a city girl in a way. And you got the girl next door, and really that the girl next door is like the one that that might be maybe growing up. She always been like the good girl, maybe the two-parent household, went to school, type of girl who goes to college to do her thing. And also, I said another thing about girl next door. If you you live type of an apartment and you might be friends with a chick that's next door and everything, she going to problems and anything, but y'all just like maybe like bros, like friends in a way. But the thing is, she might be the type of person that you might see to be together and all that type of all the stuff like that. So we definitely gonna talk about this. Get my point of view. Ronnie's point of view, Hakeem's point of view. We're gonna play a couple of videos just to start off the show of what we kind of talk about. After that, we're gonna chop it up. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Definitely. Hey, Miss Sherry Bryant. Hey, Lotus.
What's going on?
Where you was at, Jabari? I was on my way to LaGuardia looking for you.
Hey, must have been on vacation.
Yeah.
Most men will entertain ratchet women for a short time. And they will bypass a classy woman for a ratchet woman. Don't let this fool you. Okay, when men mess with ratchet women, they're playing. They're wasting time. Okay, most of the time. Man may temporarily be with the ratchet woman, but he will not feel that she is the one that he wants, to be with long term. He may accidentally get her pregnant and have kids with her, but that doesn't mean he's going to make her his wife. There'll always be baby mamas, and then there always will be wife. So you have to understand that aspect. Okay, wait and allow a quality man who is ready for a quality woman and a classy woman to approach you. Don't be jealous of a man giving attention to a ratchet because he's not ready to settle down and treat her the way that she deserves to be treated. This is what they call the MGTOW people, the pump and dump. That is for, that's like, paper towels and you are a linen napkin. Okay.
Ladies, this is why some dudes like toxic females. Let's go. Let's get it. coming in at number 1, 9 times out of 10, they always gonna have hella energy. Like, I don't know what it is, if they just did a line of coke or whatever, they always got mad energy. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning and they on the couch crumping. I swear to God, just I'm finna, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. Coming in at number 2, it's really like the excitement. Like, if I tell you to do something and you be like, nah, and you come back at me more aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you matching my energy but like doubling that energy, like, yeah, some dudes like that. Like, shut up. And she be like, shut up. And like, what you gonna do? Stab you? Like, yeah, stab me. You know what I'm saying? Just stab me. And then last but not least, really, this is simple. Like, they just love the thrill. Like, some dudes just love the thrill of just getting their phone blown up all day. Like, look, bro, she called my phone. Like, look, bro, she tracking this. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got a GPS on the car. She right behind me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, some dudes like that. I don't know.
So here are a couple of videos we're going to show you, getting a little bit of details we're going to talk about. You know, like I said, we're definitely going to, you know, talk about our experiences, you know, of women that, you know, we liked in the past, high school and till now currently, you know, from me, from Hakeem, also from Ronnie as well. So I'm going to pass it to you guys, you know, what y'all think about this topic, and what do you tend, and, you know, in 2023, in these times, of what men like. What's the top character of these you think men like out of all of them? Go ahead, Hakeem.
All right. Perfect. So for somebody to marry, they want a classy woman. A classy, down to earth, come from a good home, has discernment about her, respectable, a good human being. Not really who goes out too much, cares about her family. Now, I want to preface this and mention this and say this to not be disrespectful. Men sleep with ratchet girls and get them pregnant, but they don't settle down with them. I'm from the ghetto. I grew up in Attapata, if y'all might know that. Couple blocks down from Liberty City. Majority of the women that I grew up with, and I say majority, were ratchet, and some of them were ghetto. Now, the good girls, they never got attention. Just to be honest with you, I know a lot of good women who get to school, but most of these guys who were looking for sex don't pay attention to girls like this. And these girls get kind of left behind the wayside. Don't get me wrong. These girls are attracted to the street niggas, but they don't get the attention that the ratchet girls who hair look like Walmart cakes, Daisy Dukes, and who is getting most attention. Now, another thing I'm gonna tell you, and I'll pass it on to do. The men who go after these women, are they even quality men to even say that?
That's a good question. For me, I would definitely say my experiences of, you know, being in Michigan, being in Miami, and also, you know, living in Los Angeles, and you just look around the temperature. I definitely feel like, you know, a lot of men like ratchet women. I really do believe that, you know, especially how, you know, the hip hop culture's at, you know, we are at the ratchets at this most. I do believe that, you know, like I said, Hakeem, you know, classy women, you know, the girl next door, they are definitely overlooked, you know, because they usually like the shy ones. They kind of to themselves, you know, they basically, you know, do the basic things they need. You know, they go to work, or they have kids, they make sure to take care of their kids. You know, they save up, you know, for the car, you know, save up for the kids' schooling, all that type of stuff. And like I said, those are sometimes they're very overlooked, because, you know, men, you know, we like to see something moving, you know, something shaking. You know, you got to say shake something. you do. And like I said, because men, we're attracted to that. And like I said, and just seeing that, I feel like, you know, the men, as we talk about Zion the other day, especially I'm telling these young boys, Zion, buddy, hey, look what he's doing. You know, he was messing with white men. Now he messing with ex strippers and porn stars and all that type of stuff. And not just, like I said, not just entertainers, but, you know, I like to see some of these young kids. They see a lot of this stuff on social media. A lot of IG models on YouTube and Rumble, and also these podcasters like that talk about like talk about men how to get women. As in we could see Fresh and Fit. A lot of people watch these podcasts, and of some of these women are ratchet and everything. And sometimes they get turned on. And sometimes some of these men they think and some men they could think of they could get it ratchet and really turn them into like a housewife, like to the girl next door. And to me that's you can't do that. You can't change a woman. Only a woman can change themselves. Only a person can change themselves. So a lot of these men, they want something, they think they can change it, but they can't because they're gonna stay ratchet or something like that. But yeah, I personally believe a lot of men out here they like ratchet women. They sometimes, like I said, I think they can change them, but they can't. Or so, like I said, some of these men use them just to have fun with, and after that, they had sex with a couple, like I said, maybe a couple of the ratchet women, and then or be in a relationship with some of these ratchet women, and if feel like it's always something wrong, they're not. Maybe not white material, and then that's when they turn around and they look at certain maybe a girl next door, maybe a bougie chick, maybe who's ready to look for a long-term relationship or have kids or have married, something like that. Yeah, so I definitely would say, for right now, a lot of men like ratchet women. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm having like issues. I don't know why on my end. Restreams keep backing up. No, but pretty much I always stated it so many different times how the aspect of these men really prefer these type of city girls, ratchet type women because they find that to be more entertaining, more exciting, and more relaxing. To be honest with you, because when they get a girl that's pretty much like a regular girl, they don't get stimulated compared to a woman that's ratchet. Ratchet girls are more adventurous. Some of them like to take risks. Some of them like to get in arguments. It's a different. Like how you get a regular woman, and then sometimes like you get into argument with them. It's like it's not exciting. You're like, but with a ratchet girl, she's all in your face, and you're like, damn. You find it to be very, very challenging for some men, not all. Some men kind of like a regular country bunking type woman. They can literally grow with, have fun with. But for these men in today's society, they want the ratchet type. Like prime example, like Fresh and Fit, like podcast. You would see him. You notice he don't have like eloquent type women. All his women are like strippers, OnlyFans. Like the one that I could kind of tell you, those are the one that guys kind of prefer. If you catch my drift, just by looking at that podcast. And his podcast is not the only one. There's another podcaster who does the same exact thing. He have nothing but like ratchet type city girls, and most men are chilling with them, and that's the one they like. I would say if you just break down the type of manhood, especially the man who we have today, they tend to find like a good girl, like eloquent, classy woman as boring. That's just my opinion. It's from what I'm seeing. And probably because I'm wrong because I'm actually in the city. But it's just for me just being on these panels and watching certain type of videos. I see that all the time. Yeah, look at Lotus. She even said that they thrive all being toxic. That's a fact. But go ahead, Akeem.
But let's really have a good question here. They have them on there to have sex with, but Myron has repeatedly stated that he likes white girls. He likes light-skinned women. Now, mind you, men are very funny creatures at times. We, depending on what level of man you are at. Now, mind you, I could sit here and be honest with you. Growing up in the hood, I wanted the ghetto diamonds. The long 26-inch weave, fat butt, tattoos on your neck. I was at the strip club on a regular basis throwing it. Asking, hey, what we doing tonight? You getting off here? We going to the Shalimar? As you get older And as men get older and they start to come into themselves, these women are not, they're just casualties after 30. I'm only telling you this because I've seen women who I've watched over the years, who I've been in the presence of them at strip clubs, parties, and clubs. I can go down the name. I don't see them married. I see they have kids, and the kids who they have are not from respectable men. Men who are respectable and who have the type of positions that women crave for, respiratory therapists. Shout outs to Barry White.
Very white.
Shout outs to Barry White. Men that women thrive for, respiratory therapists, doctors, lawyers. They're not dating these kind of women. Their women are classy. Some are flat-chested, some are flat-booty, has no spice about them. Very plain Jane. The men who even go after these women, who sleep with these women, we know who they are. Scammers, drug dealers, ball players, entertainers. Yes, you got a few misguided fools who have good positions who get these things. But when we start looking at the overall spectrum, these girls are used as modern day prostitutes. These women do not know that, but it's too late for them to find out because he's already moved on to the next one. Go ahead, brothers.
I would say this, Hakeem, in my experiences, like I said, born and raised in Pontiac, me, it's majority ratchet. I've seen the ratchet women, just being around ratchetness. It doesn't matter what side of Pontiac I am, north side, south side, whatever. I was used to it, and I was saying to myself, I never wanted to, because I was trying to find a girl next door, but it's just like, just to be around ratchetness is like it just wasn't my taste. I was looking for something different because it's like it's oversaturated in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's you see so much of it, but it's like you want something different. And what kind of helped me with that is like when MySpace came out, and also these teen chats, chatting on when I was in my teenage years. I used to go, me and my brother, god brother, we used to this is teen chats, see if we can get women's numbers, how many numbers we can get from different states, cities, from all the way from New York, California, Georgia. And then once I start, getting these women's numbers and talk to them, there are, and also not just, black women. I used to talk to, white women, Latin women, just experience and everything. And just to listen to, from, how women speaks, and also, listen to their background, being something different, they do something different from in another state or city compared to mine and everything. That really opened my perspective. It's like, okay, once I get done with school, let me explore, a different city and different state, and really just look around, because I know, like I said, living in Pontiac, I know I wasn't gonna find nothing there. So me, it's just like, really just opening my mind and being, not having the fear of just getting out of your city and get out of your state, because some of these men have their problems. Like I said, they feel so uncomfortable. They want to, get out of their comfort zone, or move into another city, or move into a different state, or maybe go to a different country. But I really feel like, doing that, really, and go to Miami, which is like a melting pot, seeing different cultures, different races and everything. That really, really opened my mind. Say, okay, cool. There's a lot more out there, types of women that I could look at, more than just ratchet, they, classy, bougie, whatever their personality is. That really, really helped me out. And I feel like with men who's basically in the hood, I feel like sometimes they get so comfortable there, they don't, and they see, if they're living in a hood, what inner city you live in, they feel like they see it so much, that's where they got to choose. And my thing is that that's not the case. If you want to explore your variety and really look at other cities, or maybe go on to Instagram, or go to the online dating site, talk to some women in different cities, see how they, how they vibe, see how they talk different and everything. I feel like, a man can really, that's in the inner city, he can really push out, okay, if there's something like that out there, let me get out my city, get my state, let me try this relationship. So I think something like that would help me out, and hopefully, men that lives in the cities, they can do the same thing. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, but here's the thing though. It's the same way as when guys always use the phrase women prefer bad boys. It's the same way that goes for men. Men prefer ratchet. If you think I'm lying, look right now. Look who's becoming the hottest artist right now. Sexy Red. Sexy Red is becoming the hardest artist right now. What for the season that is, because who knows how long that's gonna last. But at the same time, you'll see like elegant men find her to be attractive, and in my her song is very, very out of this world ratchet. But then there's men that subscribe to her song, and also regular women that subscribe to her song, thinking that what men prefer. And I'm gonna be honest with you, men do prefer those type of women because the simple fact is you'll see those men each and every day in the strip club throwing hundreds. Shout out to Gore. Gore's in the chat. Shout out to Gore. But go ahead, Hakeem.
I was gonna say this, Ronnie. Being from a different state, especially in the Midwest. When like I said, you're right about ratchet and everything, but there are some of my men who was jealous of me when I moved to Miami, and and getting experience like, let's say, Latin women, Dominicans or Puerto Ricans, a lot of some of these black women, they like to hear a woman who speaks Spanish and everything, call them poppy and all that type of stuff, because that kind of gets brought up as well. I'm just talking about men like from the Midwest and maybe from the East Coast. Go ahead, Hakeem.
No, definitely. So I'm not going to discount that we have a lot of our brothers who like that type of stuff, and same thing with Lotus say. Some people thrive off of toxicity. But then I gotta go back. Shout outs to Gore. Before we get, let me read this. There comes a time when the excitement of getting into an argument is trumped by not having stuff thrown at you, not having stuff destroyed, and also staying out of handcuffs. This is important. Now, one thing I want to put this into a point, like when we're talking about a quality woman, what mental state is the man is at to be accepting something like this? The 40-year-old me is not the 20-year-old me. You feel me? I'm more for companionship now. Compared to in my 20s, I was more for sex. A classy woman is not going to be very open to have casual sex like that and being very sexually promiscuous. Not saying that ratchet women are like that, because that's also a big misconception too. Not all ratchet women are sexually promiscuous. Some men date depending on where they are in their life, 100%. And she said it right out my mouth. A man with money is going to want a woman that reflects his money, classy, respectable, discernment. In this, a man without money is going to get what he can get. Go ahead.
Not true, because look, Jordan, you use as prime example of Zion, like Zion. Zion right now, you see who the type of woman he dates, because most men prefer this type of women. Now, there is a group of men that I would say that do want the classy type woman. That is true, but behind the scenes, if you find them in some abandoned hotel or some apartment building, they have that ratchet girl who they getting it in with. Just my opinion. Go ahead, Jordan.
You have a point about that, Ronnie. I was going to say this to you, Hakeem. What do we say to our young men? Because we always in our 20s, and we can't deny what we like. We do like our ratchet women, especially when we're young, because what they do, how they react, how can sometimes they be aggressive, and also as young men, they want the baddies. If especially if you got a good BBL. I don't know about Zion because he likes anything that's over the BBL. What I'm trying to say to you, Hakeem, what will you tell these young men who won't, like I said, who may not be rich, who could be average, who want these women, these bad, these ratchet women or the top of the line women, which they probably can't get because they need resources to get those type of
women. I heard a pimp said this the other day. You mess with the women who like you. Clear, fundamental like that. And you also got to think where you want your life to be and what the type of woman reflects that. The woman is the reason we have civilization. She educates the next generation. Having the wrong woman, you're going to have the wrong generation come out. Now, I'm going to say this. We all know that the father has to be in the home. But we've seen women who, without fathers, if she's mentally there, have produced some of the most functioning people. It's important to be careful who you sleep with and who you deem to want to be with. That's going to determine in your future. So I'll tell a young brother this: what your future is going to be, I'll show you the type of woman you with.
Yeah, just hit me out. Not a bandit. I meant sleazy motel. Like one of the motels that that's kind of like dirty type. Some men normally meet women there.
Yeah.
Like the sleazy motel. And that's a fact.
Okeechobee.
So see, I can't. You said the name. I ain't say the name. But I'm just saying. Like some guy. No, it be for real. It be elegant businessman, lawyers, and they be at these sleazy motels. Go ahead, I can.
No, you right about that. Here in LA, I think Figueroa. That's the street. Or they take them to go to Vegas, take them to sleazy hotels. It happens all around the country. Go ahead, I can.
Some men settle too if they think they can't get better. My dude said that was the case with his ex. Men who are insecure and who do not have confidence in themselves are going to get what they can get. And you can't shoot for something that is not properly aligned for you. Most ratchet women are going to accept a certain level of man as well, because she knows there's a ceiling that's there when it comes to getting the type of man that she wants. A six-figure man will sleep with you, but is not going to marry you. A basketball player will sleep with you and not going to marry you. A entertainer will sleep with you and not going to marry you. Majority of these women who are with these guys, I just call them entertainers and athlete babies. They don't have what regular women have. Bernice Burgo is a baby mama. Her daughter is soon to be a baby mama. No disrespect. She's very beautiful. But who's running to get her? They deem her to be Ratchet and Boujee at the same time. She's not a classy woman. I don't see men beating down Chrisette Michelle's door, beating down Jasmine Sullivan's door, beating down Carrie Hilson's door. What about our beloved who's dating Common right now? What's the girl who
the comedian?
No, not the comedian. No, she's Ratchet Boujee. I don't even want to mention her. She's Ethiopian, but want to play like she black.
Oh, you talking about Ruby Rose?
No, not Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose is a ratchet. Ruby Rose is a ratchet girl who is Muslim, and she wants to be black, but she's not. I'm talking about Common, the rapper. He's dating the singer. Who's the singer from Chicago?
I'm not true. Hey, Chad, if y'all know it, put it in the chat. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Her family had got unalived. She had lost a lot of weight. She played on
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson.
Okay.
They've been seeing her with Common. Now, mind you, she's a good woman. She is a good woman. But most of the most powerful men was not beating down her door. The man she married was a regular guy. They're divorced now. Jennifer Hudson. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah. So we got to look at this and say this. And I want to ask to the woman too. There's a lot of guys who are quality men who don't like ratchet women. But you want to know what the sad thing about it is? The socially awkward guys and the guys who are the Pokemon guys who grew up in the same neighborhood as us, they have no choice but to like the ratchet girls. But the ratchet girls don't want them.
But they'll
Yes,
use them. They'll
but that
use
why
them for. They'll use them though for resources.
no, but that why about that concept of how a lot of men, especially in this space, always say women prefer bad boys than a guy that actually go out there trying to build or try to have a decent career. They will overlook that man, go for the bad boy. It's the same thing when it comes to women. Most men will overlook the girl that probably cook, clean, feminine, all those good things that men always talk about, and go for the ratchet, the one with the long nail that can't even probably clean their own ass, the one with the crazy hair, the crazy colorful hair, because they find to them to be the most attractive woman. And like you say, Hakeem, you made a good point, because ever since they were playing Pokemon, they always wanted to get those type of girls. Now, quote unquote, now they got the opportunity. Now they got the resources. They feel like they can get that girl instead of getting the classy girl. Go ahead.
100%. And he said these men try to build up some women. If they can't, they just cheat. 100%. But here's the thing, though. Let's really have a conversation, ladies. I want to really have a conversation with y'all. Really have a conversation with y'all. The men, the men. Before I go here, Gore, I wore the wrong shoes to work. I worked the yard work shoes, and I was smelling like fertilizer and dirt all morning. So I went and bought some Febreze to get through the day. So, ladies, I want to have a real conversation with you. We need to stop grouping all men in one that want certain type of women. I want you to look at the men who are after the ratchet and bougie women. Please follow me here. I want y'all to follow me. These are not the same men who are doctors, lawyers, respiratory therapists, paralegals, and this and that. Even the guy who owns a trucking company, he might fall into the point he might want a ratchet and bougie woman. And I want you to separate these guys, because a lot of these guys who go for the girl next door, these guys are very family oriented. They want simple women, plain Jane, simple woman who don't got their ass out, no BBLs. I want to say something that's gonna hurt a lot of y'all feelings. The guy that you rejected in high school is with a white woman or Hispanic. They wanted you all along. They get rejected so much because they're not the archetype of most black men in our neighborhoods. Plain Jane women are women all day. Plain Jane women get rings. Plain Jane women get rings, houses, corporations, and life insurance policies. But let me talk to you about something. Me being a guy that was never a gangster, I only tried to become a gangster to please pretty girls. I'm being very transparent with you about this. Pretty girls did not want weird, awkward guys. They had babies with a lot of the street guys who I knew, who was from the 40s, who was from over town, who was from Brown Sub. The girls who I looked at that was very, very beautiful, they had babies with these guys. Most of these guys end up in prison. Me, you say, can't be me who wanted these type of women, then I'm asking myself, were these women the best kind of women? Not only plain Jane women get those things. Listen, Sherry Bryant, and I'm just saying, not only plain Jane women don't get those things, but the plain Jane women get those things without no problem. Those other women have to get it through coerce. The girl next door is going to win regardless of however you look at it. The Hispanic woman and the white girl who actively search for weird black guys who are lames, they're gladly handed over. We got to ask ourselves, queens. We got to ask ourselves, queens. What do you want? We know what, and I could tell you what a man wants. My homeboy, who's a street guy, he wants to sleep with somebody with a BBL, but what his wife look at home is totally different. Go ahead, brother.
I want to say this, how can we talk about, with these white women and Hispanic or even Asian women look for these two nerds. You know what they usually do? If they like them, they'll sometimes they'll pay for the first date.
Oh,
am I right or am I wrong? If they see what they like, usually they'll pay for the first date.
But here's the thing.
That's a
Here's the
fact.
thing about playing Jane. But here's the thing about playing Jane. It's true. Playing Jane will get the ring. They'll get the houses. They get the insurance policy. However, the guy will have a side chick who he driving with to go somewhere on a private jet or whatever you may say, or even on a private island, because that girl is more exciting than playing Jane. Playing Jane just stay home. But the side chick is the one really having most of the fun. I'm just keeping it at 100. Go ahead, Akeem.
And I'm gonna say this with that running. There's sometimes it's usually a agreement that the husband and wife might have. Just don't embarrass me or anything. With the kids, with other people, all that type of stuff. Go ahead. I can't be there. I don't know if he left.
No, good point. No, Jordan, you make a good point on the aspect of the that some of them would do that, but it's just what I'm trying to say is just trying to get people to picture that those women do with those men, but the ratchet, it seems like they always come out on top. I'm just saying, but just for my outside looking in, because it seems like most men prefer those type of women, because the women inside, those are one that the guy driving, the woman putting his pants down and sucking his John. Like those are the type of those are the type of women that guys really really prefer, because it's like adventurous. It's something different.
Yeah.
It makes it spicy. It makes it hot. Plain Jane ain't doing things like that. Plain Jane's like, oh, I'm gonna wait till you get home. But the side chick is like, oh, don't worry, baby. When you come pick me up, just make sure your pants is unbuckled. So think about it. Think of the logic here. Go ahead.
And usually with the plain Janes, there's a lot of plain Janes they do this. Like I said, it's like when they get married. To me, they stop competing. Once you get married, it's not over. You still got to compete, because if you got a guy who looks good, who makes really good money, take care of himself like there's gonna be women looking at him, especially if you're married. Because they like I said, because some women they like to have feelings like whether be with a married man, because they're not married, they're single. They want to feel some type of fun, and then also what it's like being with a man that's married and everything. And I feel like sometimes with plain Janes, they just think they just want by getting the ring. It's like no, as long as you're still doing what you're doing and being a wife, the sex needs to be good. You cooking and cleaning. Make sure you keep your body right. You still gotta compete, because if your man's out there still looking good, the rest of them, they gonna look at him. They gonna say, hey, if like I said, his wife ain't doing nothing, I could do something. Maybe even leave his wife as well.
Let me say this one point. This is a prime example. Look at Derrick Jackson. Derrick Jackson is a prime example. Derrick Jackson had a wife at home with the kids, first woman. Not too much of a good looker. Now her look totally changed, but she was not too much of a good looker. A praying woman, and who he had on the side? A ratchet, someone would consider not wifey material, the one night stand type women, but yeah, he's addicted to it, because those are the one guys mostly prefer. Go ahead. But that's a prime good example. Go ahead.
No, you're right, but he wasn't a good man from the start. When you hear about the story, they was having threesomes before they got married. So
no, but he was still married though.
No, he was still married.
You get my point.
He was still married, but he's what I say that I agree with you. He's one of the exceptions to the rules, meaning that you got them guys who are hypocrites. Some men are broken, accept less until they heal. That's facts. Same thing. That's 100% fact. The one thing I want to preference this, and I want us to look at this from a perspective of this. The man who wants a quality woman is not the archetype of what 80% of women want. The man who's working, busting his ass, who's trying to get himself to the next level, who really might not have that much time for you, he far from want a bougie woman or a ratchet. Classy woman at the most. But we also got to understand the women who want these kind of men, what are you willing to do to get these guys? Are you willing to align with them, or you want what you want? There was a lady the other day, YouTuber, y'all seen the video. We posted it on the channel. The dude was sleeping while her kids was at the house. That was a bum. Now, mind you, she was a woman who had 5 kids. I'm wondering, was she a quality woman? Was she able to gain her a quality man? Here's the $1 million question. If a woman is able to align herself with the type of man that she wants, she can get him. But you have to be in that classiness you have to be in that discernment, classy, beautiful human being, less aggressive, to get the kind of man that you want. Because we all know this. A lot of us know what women want. I know what women want. And these guys know what women want. What you ladies want is so simple. Security, loyalty, respect. Those are the 3 simple things you want. But you want them in the wrong person. Us men, we want a good mother, a woman who's nice, and a woman who's going to feed her energy into us. That's only going to happen when we find people who like us, who like us the way we like them. Go ahead, brother.
Good point. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, that was a great point. And like I said, somebody that's nice and who's classy. Like I said, especially for the women, you want a woman that can represent you well. With meeting families, meeting new people. If you like I say, if you go into work and you're married, and you've been in the job for years and years, a lot of people want to see your wife and everything. There's a lot of people get curious or girlfriend or that type of thing. A lot of people are curious. It's like I say, if you with somebody you've been with a long-term relationship with married, they want to see you. Like I said, they want to see how your spouse says, or how your spouse look like. And if they represent you well, because if you have that, that's a good thing, and that's a beautiful thing. Man is really looking for somebody that can really represent it well, because especially if you get married, the woman gonna have your last name. So, like I said, it's pretty important. Like I said, if you're gonna pick one, make sure you pick the right one, because like I said, that's probably one of the most important decisions in your life for the long term, for your long term life. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Of course, the goal is to date a woman with class and date a woman with character. But if a man a man used to be a boy who grows around in an environment where all this is toxicity, women that don't really care about men, women that's coming around looking crazy, that's what he used to. He's not used to the new. So sometimes a man has the experience the new to be able to receive the new. But sometimes he's just used to the old. That's why I say the city girl will always win. Whether people like it or not, they're gonna always win, because that's what men are mostly used to. Some man that lives in the country will pray one day to come to the city, so you can just have experience with one of them city girls type women, and then to talk about it. So at the end of the day, I think men still prefer those type of women. Go ahead.
I agree with you 100%. A lot of us men still fantasize about sleeping with city girl women. That I agree with you, but them niggas don't want to marry them. We want to pee in your mouth. We want to do the most damaging things. Hallelujah. We want to experience all type of things. We talking about defecation on the stomach. We talking about watching us run a train with our homeboys, but we're not putting rings on it. Oh,
But hey, but they might put rings on, but sometimes they might get that woman pregnant too, and after that, it's over with.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But let me tell you something. The ones who get those, the ones who get those pregnant are ingrates. A doctor who work at Miami Jackson Memorial Hospital is not going to get a thought pregnant. This is why a lot of relationships fail, because they are not aligned. So they'll try to force it and it doesn't work 100%. Trust me when I tell you this. We want to listen. Yes, city girls are women. City girls are winning from the sex aspect. The plain Jane girls are walking away with houses, trucks, owning the businesses, owning the properties. Some of you girls get child support. That's at most you're going to get, if you can get that. Because a lot of y'all are not met. If you can get that, depending on how the paperwork working. Maybe an onion ring is the only thing that they can get from me. That's facts.
No, that's facts.
That's facts. A classy, beautiful black woman. And let's get something straight. I want to say this because I don't want to stir nobody wrong. There is some city girls who get married. I'm not, so we can get this out there. But what is the situation of how they got married if it was not by force? If it was not by, hey, if you don't marry me, I'm going to take you to the cleaners. That's what happened to that young boy from Sacramento. He came down here and got one of them thoughts pregnant at Tootsie's. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Damn, which one?
What's that basketball player who got a chick down here pregnant and he had no choice but to marry her?
Damn. I didn't even hear about that.
It was in the news. It was all over social media. He didn't want to be with her. And then we also got to understand something. We can't associate ball players, entertainers, and scanners with doctors, lawyers, operation managers, paralegals, real men, dump truck owners, truck drivers. Most people associate truck drivers with sleeping around. That's not 100% true. I've driven trucks. I meet a lot of guys who are married and their wives are in the truck with them. Some got the kids in there. City girls are only able to manipulate you if you are a man who are weak. Some of these niggas is weak.
But that's not necessarily. Some of them just want to have a fantasy.
Yeah.
Plain Jane ain't gonna get those type of fantasies.
But the thing, I was going to say this, to my knowledge, like I said, if you're going to get a ratchet, or city girl, you're going to spend more on a city girl than you would a plain Jane.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The plain Jane are the ones who upgrade you. They're the one who get the business right. The kids are fair.
Yes. Yes.
The kids are predominant citizens. Most of the time, if you're a provider, you're not there half the time. Your woman is taking care of all of that for you. The plain Jane is in the back working all the numbers. She understands her position, so she plays PTA role, having the kids set. You still there. You just funding the project, but you come home and come to sleep. A ratchet girl ain't gonna do that.
But prime example, look at what happened with Zion. I don't know if you saw the interview where Mariah Mills put out the text that he sent her, and literally she offered him, told him, "Oh, you supposed to send me like 20K," and then later on we were supposed to meet up that night at a hotel. Don't say that was some of these men do. They would do secret. They would don't get wrong. They would have a good woman at home, but they would be texting her like, "Hey, baby, we're gonna meet up. I'm gonna give you some money. We're gonna do our thing, and then I'm gonna just call it a day." They gonna still do with those women. Go ahead, Jordan.
Go ahead, Jordan.
No, go ahead. I want to hear your point. Go ahead.
Zion Williamson, who plays for the New Orleans Pelicans, is 22. Mariah Mills is 35. His baby mama, who does CPN sauce, is 31.
And I want to add this to your point, Hakeem. Ever since Mara Mills' names come up, her porn view has been going up, and a lot of people just be watching, subscribing her OnlyFans,
Of course,
and also she
of
has a
course,
YouTube channel too. People subscribing now. Go ahead, Hakeem.
And it's crazy. Let me
of
tell you
course.
something. She has done some of the most disrespectful things on porn. She doesn't even, I don't even think she aligns herself with being black.
And like I said, and most of the porns, somebody said it. She only has sex. She only has sex with white men.
Majority.
Majority.
Majority. You're right. It's funny you mentioned that because when I looked her up, it was only white men in her scenes. Zion is a come up. She's not in love with him. She's not in love with him.
Well, you say you look her up, so that means you enjoy her point as well, right?
I've watched a couple.
He's about point exactly. You ain't watching Plain Jane, you watching her. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? And I like I think he's very transparent. But it's the truth. I'm at the end of the day, if we go most of these men, if we go most of these men's Instagram or their timeline on Instagram, you'll see girls shaking their ass, women with long fingernails, women with nice ass, big lips, or whatever you name it. They ain't looking at no Plain Janes, man. I'm sorry, man. That ain't happening. But go ahead, George.
I would say she's like I said, for her how she's built, she's more of a toy than a real woman.
Well,
She's absolutely look like a damn toy. Go ahead, Akeem.
no, 100%. Let me read this. It's all about getting the bag. It's what the city girl preached to these women.
Fact.
JT is single. And Carisha's in a love triangle who likes to get golden showers. That's why if you're broken or dealing with trauma, you should date until you deal with issues, because you would definitely settle for trash and regret it later. 100%. But let's talk about this. A lot of our upbringings, especially for our queens here, first off, let's put this to a point. Most women have the worst selection of men due to their upbringing. And it's a systemic situation in our neighborhoods. A lot of these girls didn't grow up with fathers, and a lot of these girls grew up with toxic mothers. The black woman and the black mother have the most toxic relationships, which drive a lot of women to men. I've seen this happen in my neighborhood. So women have no choice to get with certain type of men. Plus, on top of this, the first representation of a man is who you see your mother date. How the man that your mother date is treating her. So you feel like this is the archetype of a man. Same thing with a man with a woman. If your mother's ratchet, 9 out of 10 times, you dating a ratchet woman. If she's on Section 8, 9 out of 10 times, you dating somebody on Section 8. I know somebody personally who's younger than me, who grew up in Section 8, whose mother was in Section 8, still is in Section 8. She went and married a woman on Section 8. Married her, and she was a single mom too on Section 8. So a lot of us goes about what this is. Me personally, I was blessed to have a mother and a father, 42 years of marriage. My mother's a Christian. My dad is also went to church. This is the level of what it is. My sister's married. My brother's married. I'm the only one who's not married. And they ask me what's wrong. I say, the women here are complex. Now, here's the thing. When I was younger, yes, I wanted a city girl. 26 weeks, big butt, small waist. I'm older now. Give me somebody who's socially awkward and knit. Give me somebody who wants to go to Jazz in the Garden. Give me somebody who wants to try out new recipe. Give me somebody who say, hey, let's take this 2-day trip to Bimini on the Balleria. Give me somebody who doesn't have social media. Give me somebody who's at work half the time and say, where you at? I'm just home. Give me somebody who's not, you know what I'm saying? So right now, you get older, you want a different type of situation. And as I rise into my career, it's going to reflect that in my actions. Go ahead, brother.
Facts. No, that's facts. I think, like you say, I think as we get older, we tend to dying down a little bit. We don't really want those type of ratchet women. It's pretty much in our younger days when we in our 20s, we kind of focus on the city girl type women.
Yep.
But as we get older, we want to we want a plain Jane. We want somebody we could build with, have a future with. That's the goal, and that's a beautiful goal. But a lot of these men ain't really doing it. And not only that, a lot of these men are getting caught with women that you would never thought they'll be end up dating those type of women, but they do.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, and I seen that. I seen that a lot. Some of my friends like live in Michigan, and they get caught up. They might get one pregnant, and it don't work out. And they stay there, and then they try another one, and they get them pregnant, and now they got two. They got stuck with 2 or 3 baby mamas. And that's how it goes down. Sometimes, you live in the hood or a ghetto like that. Sometimes it's just sad to see. It's just like it's like a keep going in a circle of going on in each generation.
Now I want to ask Jordan a question because he can answer this for us. And ladies, I want you to listen to what he's about to tell you. Jordan married an educated black woman who is far from ghetto. Jordan, the $1 million question is this. With the palette of women out here, you went and got you something, the most expensive stuff at the market. You didn't go to City Trends to get that. Because I want to get something straight to y'all women. A plain Jane woman, that's Macy's and Bloomingdale's. That's Macy's and Bloomingdale's. So Jordan, what made you decide to get a woman like this, knowing that there was a plethora?
I'll say it again. She remind me of my mom. She remind me of my grandmother. Both of them are feminine women, nice to talk to and gentle. That's what they remind me of, my mother and my grandmother, especially my grandmother.
Ladies, you heard what he said. We don't want our mothers. We want women who have the attributes of our mothers. Name me a ratchet woman who can do that. Educated women are the best.
Yeah, they are. They are the best.
Educated women are the best. But listen here, if they're not resentful, because I've met some women who are resentful and who feels like the world owes them. That's also dependent on the type of upbringing. But name me a woman who has the attributes of most men mothers: caring, loving, respectful, being there. A lot of us here in Florida, we feel we have no choice to date ratchets because that's what mostly all. Most of the good women are not even outside like that. We can't even see y'all. And sometimes if we go to the restaurants where y'all at, y'all overshadowed by the ratchets that are there. The ratchets are at the same places where the good women are having dinners and lunches are at. What's your name? Oh, Lamisha. What you do? I'm a bottle girl. How old are you? 32. I got a lashes company. And I strip and I do OnlyFans. Right? I have never been the club type. That means that you're them type of woman who's just ready to get married. But look at it from this perspective as well. Where are the good women at? Where are the good men at? Where are they hiding? Where do they socialize? We know where the ratchets are at. The Lex, the Body, Tootsies, Iguanas. We know where they're at. Good women and good men don't flock there. Oh, shout outs to one Queen Lady Eve. Great day to everyone. Interesting topic. Definitely.
Mhm.
Let one Queen Eve. What do you consider yourself as? A plain Jane or Ratchet Boujee? So
I think she playing game.
she plays okay. Girl next door. So um just to say this, and this is my last point. Women who might come off as being ratchet, you can get you a good man. You just gotta align yourself. You know what I mean? I've always went to upscale places. I believe that. I definitely 100% believe that. And listen here, you can also listen. I'm gonna tell a lot of women this too. The way you present yourself on social media is the way a man's going to treat you. Sadly, Sherry, I've been on your page. You have nothing but respectful images about you. She has, you know what I mean? She has a beautiful son. And the only perception I have of you as a lady. A lot of these women, I consider myself play Jane, and I could be a little ratchet, which is beautiful. That's not a problem. Some girls.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not a problem. That's not a problem.
That's not a problem.
That's not a
A
problem.
little rocket.
If her plain Jane overstays a ratchet, hey, that's good. That's cool. That's perfect for some man. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Yeah. So I want to say this. I want to present this. A man is going to judge you by the way you present yourself. And I want to show y'all something quick. I've been on her page. Sherry, you look like a classy lady. I don't see nothing disrespectful. You seem very family oriented, praising your kids, praising your son. You know what I mean? The only thing I could perceive, okay, yeah, this is a good mother. She looked like she has wifey material. Now, let me show you something. Whew, I'm even scared to even show it. Let's say you see these people walking around like this.
Uh-oh.
Where they going? Is that the gym?
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
No, I'm asking. They got on gym uniform, right?
Yep, correct.
Why they at the mall like that? So this is another thing too. Men are very scared. You represent us out in public. Look how you look at the mall. If you're half naked on your Instagram pictures, the only thing I'm gonna think about is, I wonder if she wouldn't mind me defecating on her stomach, flipping my hat over, teabagging. That's the only thing. Listen, when I looked at that and the breast was pumped up, all I was thinking about was teabagging. I wasn't thinking about putting no ring on it. She didn't look like nobody that I could take to church. What statement you setting doing that? You think a doctor gonna want you to be out here like that? Saying it's self-expression? Then let me ask you a question. Why is your paternity pictures of you half naked online? This is why I say that women can't never say we have an issue. We have an issue with our women because we let y'all do whatever you want. We don't mind. We don't want to make you mad. We want to look at you as our equal, but understand how we feel.
No, that's a fact.
It is.
That's a fact. And I was say this is this generation. Those women that walk in the mall like that proves it.
Yeah,
Righteousness is winning. They're on top.
And these are older women too.
they're older.
They older, like the what 50s, look like in their 50s.
50. Listen. I don't mind watching Instagram when you're half naked, but the last thing I'm gonna think about is inboxing you for marriage. Marriage is the end goal. We play Lord of the Rings here. We play Lord of the Rings. The woman who gets this on her finger, she's Lord of the Rings. She deserves respect. But mind you, you a woman on Instagram, you deserve respect too, even if you butt booty naked, because you're providing a service for us.
Yes.
You are.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Especially the guy who has the lotion right by his bed.
Because what they'll do, they'll have sex with you, and after that, Coach Greg, everyone said post nut clarity. After that went away, it's like, oh, okay, I don't need you. I'm done with you. It's over. It's done. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So I put God before all, so that speaks volume. That's another thing. Where are the women who, and listen here, one thing I do notice this, and fellas, we can, one thing I do notice this, women who are endowed in a faith make good judgment on men. Real Christian women are going to be very particular about the type of men they want in their life. And I just want to point that out though too. So a religious woman is a good aspect of getting the type of wife that you want. You know what I mean? But I put out a video one time. I say, most of the women we meet now, a lot of us do not talk about God in our relationships. A lot of us don't even acknowledge God in our relationships. Half of y'all don't even get in front of the pastor so he can pray over your relationship. Y'all not even having talks about God in there. So how can y'all even lead to marriage and try to fulfill a holy covenant? Because that conversation is never even there. Y'all don't even go to church together. So we got to answer ourselves that question.
Well, you preaching, boy.
Yeah, I'm taking y'all to church today. I look classy wherever I go. I always look a little overdressed for the occasion. I might be visiting the wrong place. Listen, you and Sherry Bryant, the same thing. That's a beautiful thing. She dresses classy over there. Nothing slutty. Listen, when I go on certain people's page, it's sad, but we're a very judgmental culture. Black people are. And real men will look at you and judge you by the way you present yourself. Just like you'll judge us if we're half on our ass, wearing Jordans, or if you see me in a blue collar work shirt with a farmer's hat, you say, yeah, he must be getting some money over there at that farm. We're gonna judge you. And I say the way you present yourself is the way you might have the wrong men to inbox you in your thing. And then I gotta give it a disclaimer too. Because I don't want women to think that I'm going to say, yes, you do got dudes who are going to inbox respectable women, fuck that messed up stuff. But you know how to clearly cut them dudes out. You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
No, but that was a beautiful topic. I know as we get ready to close, but my final thoughts at the end of the day, I think men should thrive to get a playing game, someone you can build with, have a future with, and to grow with. Them ratchet girls, they too much of a whole heap of trouble. Leave them girls alone. But it's something about these men out here that we just like. I just want to just have that experience, and I think that experience is going to be the one to mess you up. That's my final take on that.
My final take on it, hey, young man, listen to these old dogs. 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. They know the game. They know what they did bad, and they know what they did good. Please, a lot of these young men, listen and listen very well, because some of these old fools, you could say, these old men could tell you, they could probably change your life. That's my final take.
Man, I already said enough. Go ahead.
You did. You said mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop. Yeah.
Hey, it is. Mic drop. That was a great show. Shout out to Harris, Tribe Media
Yeah.
Group. Shout out to Terry Bryan, One Queen Lady E, Jabari, Kendall, Urban Noise, First Time Florida. Just hit me out. Gore, of course. Who else was in the chat? Shout out to those that's watching us on Instagram. Shout out to those that's watching on Facebook. Shout out to all of those that subscribe to the channel. We really do greatly appreciate it. Of
Appreciate
course,
all
on
of
your
you.
way out, please make sure you hit it. Please make sure you hit that.
I finish it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell because we do go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And like I said, we definitely gonna have some pre-record for you guys during the week. So many more. Also, we go to community tag. Make sure you get Hakeem's book. It's out. And also, you make sure the Chaos Coast Radio T-shirts, baby, it's on, baby, it's on. We really appreciate you buying our merch. Really appreciate it. But at the end, Chaos Culture Radio,